Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be how women use blockers to avoid romance and seduction. So I've got an email from a guy. He says he's been an avid follower. He's divorced slash separated for about 18 months. I don't know if that means he's in the process of getting a divorce, or he's just separated, or he's actually gone through with the divorce. But the bottom line is he's no longer with the woman that he had his kids with. And so he ran into another woman who had, I guess, her kids and his kids had a play date a few years back. And she was flirtatious. And then after he ended up saying, oh, by the way, I'm divorced now, or I'm getting divorced, she ended up texting him that night. And so they ended up getting together a couple more times for play dates. And they started making out. But because they've only done play dates, he thinks he's kind of stuck in friend zone now, because the last text that he sent to her got like a 2-word response. So this is a really important thing for guys to get. And I mentioned this in 3% Man about when you go out on dates, is like you want to go out on a date with just you and the woman for 2 reasons. Number one, you want to make sure she's definitely romantically interested in you, because a woman who has romantic interest will go out on a date with just you and her. A woman who has low to no romantic interest is going to try to get you to agree to group dates with friends and other people there, or hey, can I bring my girlfriend? And so with these other people, or their kids for that matter. So the reason why women do this is it's typically they use the kids or the friends or the family or the girlfriends, in essence, as cock blockers to prevent any kind of seduction or romance from happening. And so as a man, you don't want to waste your time going out on a date when there's other people there, because the woman's not going to be herself. She's not going to be totally comfortable being who she is if she's got other people around, especially if she's got her kids. Because if you continue to agree that, then you just become part of her friend group, and then no romance happens, and you get stuck in friend zone, which is, it looks like potentially this is where this guy has gotten himself. So I got a quote that I wrote in this topic, and we'll go through his email to see if there's any way to potentially salvage it, and also point out what I personally would have done differently. So the quote says, women often will use their kids, friends, and girlfriends as blockers to prevent and avoid situations with men who have romantic interest in them, to prevent seduction and awkward moments. That's why until they are exclusive and the women are in love with them, men should avoid group dates and dates with theirs or the woman's kids together until they have bonded and established a romantic relationship. Otherwise, men run the risk of getting involved with and attached to women who have low to no romantic interest in them and being stuck in friend zone. Women with true romantic interest will be happy to get babysitters, go on dates with just the 2 of them, and be excited to have some adult romantic time alone with men they are romantically interested in. Remember, it's the man's job to hang out, have fun, and hook up. And when there's other people involved, it gets in the way of hooking up. So as a man, you have to think, and you're responsible for the logistics of sex. In order for sex and intimacy to happen, you've got to be alone together. When you have other people around you, or you don't have a place to go, or maybe you're younger and you live with your parents. I see these emails, guys like, oh, I'm 20 years old and I live with my parents and so does she. What do we do? It's like, seriously, how about go get a part-time job and get yourself a little 500 square foot efficiency apartment or bachelor apartment somewhere and furnish it, a place that you can go and be alone. Or you're going to have to get together and do a dinner date when nobody's around, or when the people, or your roommates for that matter, your roommates are out of town. You have to figure that stuff out. It's like, it's common sense. And I kind of think it's kind of ridiculous for people to send those in. It's like, what do you want me to tell you? Figure it out. Back of your car? Go on a picnic by the lake, someplace out in the woods where nobody's around. Obviously have your gun with you, like I always do, because you never know when some bears want to show up and ruin the party. So With that said, let's go through his email. He says, "Hey, Coach Corey, I've been following your work for about 1 year. I'm 48, above average looking, and in great shape. I've got 2 kids, 11 and 14, and have been divorced and separated for 18 months. I'm an avid follower of yours, and I've read and listened to 3% Man and listened to Mastering Yourself, and I watch your videos repeatedly and even memorized many of your quotes." Well, as the book says, 10 to 15 times. You want to learn the book backwards and forwards, and I can tell you're not following instructions. I do phone sessions all the time with guys, or like I did a phone session with a guy yesterday. He's been following me for 4 or 5 years. He read the book 6 times in his relationship with Sideways, because he read the book 5, 6 times several years ago when he got to his girlfriend, and then he just basically reverted back to his old behavior. And I say it all the time, guys don't listen. And on top of that, he got involved in the red pill community, became very negative, and started doing and saying things that were unattractive, and basically made him come off as a dick. And he blew up his relationship because of it. Because he got involved in listening to some of the people in the toxic red pill community. I'm not saying the red pill community, I'm talking about the toxic part of the red pill community. And all you have to do is look at the video I think I did last week. It talks about the toxic part. And a lot of dudes got triggered and they got butthurt because some of them are in the cultish part of the red pill community, and they're nasty and they're bitter and they're pissed off, and you're not going to be successful with women with that kind of attitude. You're going to give off a very negative vibe, and women are not going to feel safe around you. But back to our regularly scheduled email here. Just over a month ago, I took my 14-year-old daughter to the gym. While I was waiting in the lobby, I ran into a woman that I knew from the past. Our sons went to school together, and we did a few play dates about 2 to 3 years ago. We had a quick chat, and I mentioned I was divorced, and that was about it. That night, she sent me a text saying it was nice seeing me. She still had my phone number, and she asked me to hang out with her and her friends a few days later. Her and her friends. So, you've been following me for, what, a year? 10 to 15 times. So there's your first mistake. You didn't read the book enough. You're cherry picking because you're fucking lazy. Plain and simple. I know it's harsh, but I'm not here to blow sunshine up your ass. And I use harsh language because it's a pattern interrupt. You're like, "Oh, I can't believe he said that." Well, I want you to learn. I want you to get things right and not make stupid, unnecessary mistakes like this. So if she said, "Oh, let's get together with friends." Well, hey, how about why don't you and I get together for dinner? What's your schedule like? When are you available? That's what I personally would have done. But guys, they don't read the book once and thumb through it, skim through it, and figure, I can just watch videos. I'm a smart guy. I don't need to listen to what that shaved head fucker tells me to do. I ain't reading no damn book 10, 15 times. It's like, okay. You can avoid reality, or you can avoid reality, but you can't avoid the consequences of ignoring reality. So he says, I did, and I had fun with her friends that I had just met. It's a bad way to go, my man. But it seemed to work out somewhat okay. Because the idea is you want to, again, hang out, have fun, hook up. You got to think about the logistics of sex. Because, quite frankly, moms that have kids that are divorced as well recently, they want to get their freak on. So it's your job to facilitate that. And when you do group dates, you're cock blocking yourself. So he says, we kissed in the parking lot at the end of the night. Well, that was good. But again, if you had gone to dinner, maybe you would have gone to happy hour, listened to some music, not where it's too loud, but where you can still kind of hear the music, but you can talk and have good conversation. Then you can roll on over, maybe have some dinner. And then after dinner, you can go somewhere else, shoot some pool, throw some darts, whatever it happens to be. And then you're making out, or bowling, whatever it happens to be. You start making out there, and you go, hey, why don't we get out of here and go back to my place and open a bottle of wine? 3 dates. It's because when you go to 3 different places, it's like each place you get in the car, you drive together. Because he already knew her, so he had social proof. And so he could have easily gotten her address and gone and picked her up and gone out on a date and done something that was close to where he lived, so he could take her back and She then asked, but anyways, he didn't do that. He didn't follow instructions, but he still got a little kissy poo. So it's not the end of the world, but as you keep doing things like this and agreeing to things on her terms, she's setting the pace. She's setting the tone. And so she's using her friends to prevent any kind of hanky-panky. So instead of you and her bonding the whole night, you bonded a lot with her friends and a little bit with her. That's a missed opportunity, dude. That's why I say read the book 10 to 15 times. It's like tying your shoelaces together and then trying to run a marathon. It doesn't work too well. She then asked to get together with our boys. We did. We had a nice time, and the kids had fun playing. She was leaving to take her kids on vacation for a week, and then I was leaving for my own vacation with the kids, so we wouldn't be able to see each other for about 10 days. You could have probably gone on 2 dates and on both times, but you didn't follow instructions. Before she left, I asked if she wanted to grab coffee. Come on, man. A coffee date? That's a friendship kind of thing, bro. We hung out for about 2 hours and kissed again. Whatever. We communicated via text while we were both away. The phone is for setting dates. The man is not following anything I teach. Many times she initiated texts with pictures, etc. So it was probably 50-50 is what really happened. Because he didn't say she did all the initiating. So he got on his phone and tried to establish a relationship over text. Once we both returned, over a 2-week period, we planned 2 dates, but she canceled both due to client appointments. She works at a salon. Yeah, she canceled because of hair appointments. Sure. She'd probably made up her mind at that point. But she asked if my son and I could hang out with her and her boys. She's totally controlling this guy. He has no idea. Leading him around like a little puppy. I happily obliged. I happily obliged. And use the time to naturally show her I'm good with the boys and slowly get to know her better. Does that sound like a man who is used to getting what he wants with women? Or does that sound like a man who's looking for an attaboy and it's approval-seeking behavior? Oh, I'm good with kids. She already knows that, dude. You don't have to prove anything to her. All you're proving is that you're a beta male and you got no game. And you don't know what you're doing. Because men that know what they're doing would be hanging out and having fun and hooking up. They would be beating up her pelvis. Popping the princess. After our most recent get-together, I sent her a text the next day thanking her for treating us to dinner. Thank you, Your Highness, for the swell meal. He didn't say the swell meal, but I paid all of the other times. And it was nice seeing her. Her response was, morning, you're welcome. That's it. Her other texts say something like, nice seeing you too, let's get together soon, etc. So, class, is her interest going up or is it going... Did I somehow end up in friend zone? Well, what is the magic formula? If you'd been a good student, hang out, have fun, and hook up. It's looking like her interest is going the wrong way. Should I ask her out one more time? FYI, it's been 2 days now. Oh no, 2 days? She's very attractive Middle Eastern woman, and I think in her late 30s. She's a catch. Dude, you don't know. You don't know her well enough. You're just, she's hot, and I want to... I went into this with no expectations, but I also don't want to be complacent. Well, dude, you did the exact opposite pretty much of everything that I teach in my book. And that's what happens when you follow me for a year, but you just skim over the book one time and you try to cherry pick in the videos. You get burned, and quite frankly, you fucking deserve it because you didn't listen. Sorry, not sorry, because somebody will be watching this go, you know what? I'm not going to be like that guy. Totally blew a good chance. And that guy is going to be rearranging a girl's insides because you fucked up. So at least you helped somebody. So here's what I would do in this. I know I'm fucking harsh. You're like, Jesus, Corey, you're so savage. It's like, I'm not going to blow sunshine up your ass. I'm just going to be real. So what I would do if I were you, I would wait 2 weeks. Don't call her. Don't make sure you're not anywhere where you can run into her and her kids, and just go total radio silence. Wait 2 weeks because there's 2 reasons why you want to do that. You want to see if she reaches out to you. If she does, you're going to make a date for you and her. You're going to go pick her up, drive her to go do like a happy hour somewhere, then go have a dinner, and then have something fun you guys can do together afterwards. And make sure it's close to where you live and that your ex-wife has got the kids so you can have some alone time. You gotta be a big boy. Put your big boy pants on and think about the logistics of sex. Because, quite frankly, it was a fucking train wreck. There's no other way to put it. It was a train wreck. It was a good opportunity. This woman had good interest in you. So, but it's also possible if you wait 2 weeks, she might reach out to you before then. Because think about from this perspective. If you had other women that were clearing their schedules and, hey, let's get a babysitter, let's you and I go do this, and you're hanging out and having fun and hooking up with them, you're going to spend more time with those women and be less interested in this chick because, well, I mean, like I said, I already kind of showed you where you went wrong, but if you just disappear and you go radio silent, she's like, and a couple days go by, maybe a week goes by, she might reach out. And that means her interest has gone up. But if you wait 2 weeks and you still haven't heard from her and you text her and say, hey, I'd love to get together and see you. Let's you and I go grab dinner. When are you available for the two of us and go have a nice dinner somewhere? See what she says. She might say, well, let's do something with the kids. Like, no, I'd rather do something with just you and I so we can spend some time and really get to know each other. And if she doesn't want to do that, then you just say, hey, no problem. Well, when your schedule frees up, get in touch. I'd love to see you. Have a great night, and then just leave it at that. And I would not go out with her again unless it's just the two of you. And if she won't do anything with just the two of you, then just keep declining it. And let her, like I said, if she declines after, say you wait 2 weeks and she tries to do a play date with the kids and you decline, say get in touch when your schedule frees up. I would never call or text her again for any reason. It's got to be just the two of you or no deal. But I'd say it's not looking good right now. But it may change because women are prone to change their mind. They just do. So especially absence makes the heart grow fonder. So if she became so sure of herself and then you just disappear, it might have an effect on her. It might not. You may have done too much damage where she's just decided you're a buddy and you're a pal. You're a play date and Mr. Nice Guy because you didn't read 3% Man 10, 15 times. Like the coach instructs. So if you got a question or a challenge and you'd like to get my help personally, go to understandingrelationships.com, click the products tab at the top of your screen, and book a coaching session with yours truly. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.